Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum taci. Și răspund după ce înțeleg ce-ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trece prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieteni, de cine-i loial. Restul voia sorții sus, mă cheamă propriul destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Sipim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Câți din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare, mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. De alei, de alei, de alei. Daci ale, nu știu ce să aleg. Daci ale. Nu te teme de moarte că nu-ți mai trăiești viața. Pune zâmbetul pe față dimineața. Du-te, ia legume fresh, fă-ți viața. Pune doar ce trebuie în trupul ăla ca un rasa. Niște mișcare ca să ungă carcasa. Binecuvântare nu e lumea prea razna. Alegerile noastre ne fac să simțim asta. Atât de multe drumuri eu, De alei, de alei, de alei, de alei. Daci ale.
Știi, avem o singură viață și nu
știu ce să aleg.
merită să ne stresăm în fiecare zi pentru toate mizeriile.
Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. One life, one life. One life, one life, one life. One life, one life. One life, one life, one life. Learn it, love it, live it. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz.
And welcome everyone to another deadline stream on this channel. Long time no see. Just ahead of Game Week 32. How are you guys? Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Sorry it started a little bit later than usual, but here we are. This is my team already. You can see it on my screen. My wildcard is active currently. Now, again, it's not 100% finished, but again, I know it's probably a little bit template. I mean, everyone who's going to wildcard in Game Week 32, there are not a lot of possibilities to go to play around. Hi VJ, thanks a lot for joining. Hi Glone, thanks a lot for joining the stream, really appreciated. Important question because I do not have time today, so I wildcard 35 and free 33, but I have Palma and João Pedro, which looks terrible for 32 and 34. Yeah, I mean, Chelsea are going to blank in 34, and 32, yeah, they play Man City. Let me just see, can you hear me? Yeah, okay, you can hear me. What should I do? Sell them for whom? I mean, it really depends how your team is structured already. If you don't have Bruno Fernandes, just sell Palmer to Bruno. Strikers, again, if you're free in Game Week 33, yeah. Anthony Gordon, probably I would buy Anthony Gordon instead of Palmer. Newcastle have decent fixtures, I think, until the end of the season. Regarding forwards, honestly, I don't know exactly who to recommend you. Let me just see. Bowen, but the fixtures are not amazing at the end, yeah. I mean, Bowen is a pretty decent one, I guess. Wolverhampton, Palace, Everton, Brentford, Arsenal, Newcastle, and Leeds in Game Week 38. So Bowen is okay, I guess, as a forward. Let me just look at the forward. So if you're free in 33, Thiago is still okay if you have him. If not, yeah, kind of that is, I think, talking about strikers. Now, obviously, maybe Crystal Palace are going to double also in Game Week 36. So Mateta, Strand Larsen could become option, but at the moment, yeah. How many transfers do you have? I have 3 free transfers. So that's why I have Bowen at the moment instead of João Pedro, and probably I'm going to keep Bruno Fernandes on my bench boosting Game Week 33, but again, yeah, I have 3 free transfers, so I think that Bowen to João Pedro in Game Week 33 makes a lot of sense, just not to have João Pedro against Man City in 32. Hi Herlesville, hi Glone, hi Ashkab, thanks a lot for joining, also Merang. How are you? Doing fine, long time no see. Yeah, I was caught up in a lot of work at my job. Obviously, that's why the lack of content for me. But yeah, I'm going to try to make all the deadline streams until the end of the season. I didn't feel amazing this week. Honestly, I think that I'm a little bit sick or something like that, but yeah, other than that, everything is fine. Thanks a lot for asking. I have Gordon and Bruno. I'm looking for Bowen, but what about mid? I mean, yeah, midfielders. Semenyo is okay, but again, you're rating Game Week 33, so probably not. Wilson is okay, but he's playing Liverpool, which is still okay, I guess. Liverpool are horrible this season, sadly for me. Other than that, yeah, I mean, Liverpool midfielders are okay. Soboslai is okay. Cunha is a nice shout. If you're reading Game Week 33, Cunha and Mbeumo from Manchester United, I think that they work well with that strategy. Yeah, other than that, honestly, I don't know, this season in FPL, I don't know, maybe just because my rank is not amazing or something, but I'm just not that much excited about this season anymore, personally. Good to see you after so long. Thanks a lot. Same. Bro, been waiting for you. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I didn't post my team selection this week, but since I used my wildcard, I suppose that you are seeing my team selection right now on stream. So yeah, with the wildcard, I kind of want to go for. Actually, I think that I am going to put here Mitoma instead of Gross. I didn't have a lot of time, honestly, to think about the wild card. Again, 3 City players, 3 Brighton players, 3 Bournemouth players. Pretty much that's it for everyone. I saw that everyone is going for Darlow from Leeds, which is fine. I just think that, as you can see, I have Sanchez as my second goalkeeper. So this way I'm going to have 3 players from Chelsea for the double game week and until the end of the season probably. Maybe there is some risk, right, with going with Robert Sanchez. We know that he could be benched at some point, but again, in the last few game weeks he played 90 minutes in the Champions League, in Premier League, in the FA Cup. I think that his first choice, Robert Sanchez. Now, yeah, I kind of want to take that risk. And also the other defenders from Chelsea, Reece James, Chalobah obviously is injured, I think, Malo Gusto. I just don't think that I can 100% trust them. and I don't want to go with Neto or any other defenders. Hi Dennis, I've gone for Summer Villas differential instead of Gross. Hi Thomas Otto, thanks a lot for joining. Yeah, but the sad part is that West Ham are not going to double. West Ham are not going to double in Game Week 33. So yeah, I have Gross. I have these players because I'm going to use my bench boost in Game Week 33. So yeah, I kind of want to have as many double game weekers as possible for 33. I think I decided not to wildcard. My team right now is well set up to avoid blankers in 34. Yeah, to be honest with you, my actual team looked better than this team before wildcarding. And I don't know, in last weekend, I somehow got bored and something like that, thinking about what I'm going to do, and I kind of activated the wildcard before Arsenal played, and you know the story. After that, Arsenal lost, and suddenly the bench boost and wildcard gaming 32 is not as strong as it could have been with Newcastle and Arsenal doubling in gaming 33. It would have been better, I think. But since I use my wildcard now, I'm just going to go through with it. A bench boost 33, free 34, and yeah, hopefully we can get something. Hey Dennis, who would you rather go for wildcard, Welbeck and Ampadu or DCL and Gross? Now, as you can see from my screen at the moment, I'm going with DCL and Mitoma, DCL and Gross, whichever midfielder you want from Brighton. I kind of want to go for Welbeck, but the problem is if I'm going to go for Welbeck, I need to sell one of my Brighton players, Van Heck or Mitoma. And if I'm going to sell Van Heck, my defense is going to look terrible for this game week. I could play Hill, Senesi and O'Reilly in defense, which is kind of rubbish. Senesi and Hill against Arsenal away, so I don't know if I want to do that. And I don't know, is Welbeck against Burnley such a huge upgrade on Calvert-Lewin? Yeah, for sure. For Gaming 32, I think that it's a huge upgrade. But I also I'm not sure if Welbeck is going to play all the minutes in the double. Probably not. Can I trust Mitoma with my team and my life? Probably not. But again, I kind of want to go a little bit different. My rank is not amazing at the moment, so yeah. So Christian, to answer your question, if you want to take a little bit of a risk, go with Welbeck and Ampadu. If you want to go safe, go DCL and Gross. Probably free 33, wildcard 35, bench boost 36. Yeah, that looks fine. Long time no see. Hi Pojul, thanks a lot for joining. Really appreciate the support. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining the stream. Obviously a little bit later, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of straightforward for me. I have some, let's just say, the players who are locked on my wildcard, right? Bruno Fernandes, Palmer, Semenyo, Haaland, O'Reilly. These players are locked. Senesi, Hill, Tavernier, Strike from Leeds. Again, Leeds have a lot of problems in defense, so you don't have a lot of defenders to choose from. I'm just going to go with Strike or Struik. Verbruggen is locked, and there remains Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Mitoma, Van Heck, Sanchez. These positions are not 100% locked in my mind, but yeah, kind of this is the core of a wildcard for Gaming 32. So hi Ibrahim Ayali, thanks a lot for joining. Really good to see you here again. Long time no see. I don't think I'm gonna wildcard. Good for you. Again, if you guys are going to ask me which strategy I think is the best, wildcard 32, free 33, I just think that it's 50-50. Obviously, it really depends how many chips you have available left. If you don't have your bench boost available, then yeah, just free it Gaming 33. Most of you guys probably have a really good, strong team for Gaming 32, better than this wildcard draft, which doesn't feel great to wildcard into a worse team. But again, both strategies have pros and cons. Either if you're wildcarding 32, either if you're wildcarding 35. There are a lot of pros and cons. I just don't think that there is this is the best strategy. Just go with it. So I'm with you with Mitoma, mate. At the moment, I'm having Mitoma now. If I'm going to have second thoughts, I'm just going to put Gross there. I wanted to go also for Gomez, but he's on a yellow card and I don't want to risk it, I think, because he could be suspended for both games in the double. Hinchwood also is a nice option. He's playing as a number 10, I think, for Brighton. My team in Discord, is my benching decision okay? Should I transfer out Hill in case Timber doesn't play? No, I don't think that you should use a transfer to transfer Hill. I think that he's okay. So if Timber doesn't play, you have Hill. Yeah, I just don't think that I would use a transfer. If Timber doesn't play, you have Hill. He's going to get 3 or 4 points, something like that against Arsenal, which is okay. If they're going to concede, other than that, yeah, I mean, you could go for Mane first on the bench, probably, if you trust him that he's going to start against West Ham instead of Hill. But other than that, yeah, your team looks fine for this game week. You have Bruno, you have Thiago, Schade, you have Bone, Wirtz, Van Dijk, Gabriel. Yeah, your team looks okay. So someone sent me his team, I think, on Twitter. QZ, all chips remaining. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't think about using the wildcard till now, probably just don't use it. I mean, your team is okay. Haaland, Thiago, Ekitike. Ekitike is going to be a doubt. Ekitike is going to be a doubt for Liverpool, probably. I still think that he's going to start, but his minutes are not going to be amazing. He was really, really tired after that game against Paris Saint-Germain. Gabriel, Van Dijk, Chow, Raya. Again, if you don't want a wildcard, don't wildcard. Use the free hit in 33. I mean, again, if you have all your chips available, probably I would wildcard 32. Probably I would wildcard 32, bench boost 33, free 34, and triple captain in gaming 36 if there's going to be another double gaming. Now another strategy probably for you would be to free 33, wildcard 35, bench boost in 36 when, yeah, probably I would go with that, I guess. Again, it's 50-50, but if you can do that, wildcard 35, bench boost in 36, also have a lot of double game makers with Crystal Palace and Man City. But at the same time, where are you going to use the triple captaincy? That's the question. Hi Denis, after a very long time. Hi Harshi, thanks a lot for joining, really appreciate. Hi Simon Lee, good evening after so long. Yeah, thanks a lot guys. It was a big break, but honestly I enjoyed it a little bit and I kind of disconnected a little bit from FPL. So Hill blanks in 34 as well, so I might as well get him out. Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, probably. But what are you going to buy? Bench was 36. What about wildcard 33? I mean, you could wildcard 33, but I don't know. I don't think that I would wildcard 33. I think that if I was in your position, I would either wildcard 32 or wildcard 35, because by gaming 35, you're going to know the double gamings from 36. And if you're going to wildcard in 33, you just don't know what's going to happen in the future. What about... Hi Dennis, hi Crystal, thanks a lot for joining. How are you? Your hair longer and thicker, lol. Yeah, I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow. I know my hair is a little bit too long, but yeah. Wilson or Thiago start? I will start Thiago because he's on penalties pretty much, and he has a kind of better fixture, I think. I'm thinking free 33, wildcard 35, triple captain 36, bench boost 37. I mean, that could work out. Now, again, guys, just keep in mind that at the end of the season, a lot of teams could rotate. At the moment, we don't know which teams are going to have nothing to play, basically. But it could be a little bit of a risk if you're going to leave your bench boost that late. But yeah, it's not... I can't say that one strategy is horrible or not. Start Chow or Lacroix. Lacroix against Newcastle. Yeah, I mean, they're playing against each other, okay. Yeah, good question. I mean, if you have Newcastle players like Gordon, yeah, just start Chow. If not, probably I would go with Lacroix, just marginally. Hi Dennis, hi David. Thanks a lot for joining. Are you wildcarding 32 and free 33? No, I'm using my wildcard in 32 because I'm going to use my bench boost in 33. So yeah, I'm not going to free it 33. I have Gordon. Yeah, I mean, if you have Gordon, you could just start Chow because you want Gordon to score, right? So again, I think that it's a really close decision, but if you have Gordon, I would just start Chow probably. Some United defender maybe. I guess you could go for Maguire if you can afford him. Yeah, United are okay in 32 and 34, I think. Decent fixtures. Against Leeds, obviously, it's an amazing fixture in gaming 32. Hi, Richardson. Out of Gabriel, Bruno Fernandes, Palmer, Semen, and João Pedro, who would you downgrade? I mean, do you need to downgrade one of them? Definitely, I would not sell Bruno Fernandes. I mean, it really depends on your strategy. I guess you're free hitting in gaming 33, right, Richardson? That's why you want to sell some of these players. I would keep Gabriel. I would keep Bruno. I would keep Semenyo. Probably I would downgrade João Pedro, I guess, if you're free hitting and you don't want to have João Pedro in the future from those teams. Probably João Pedro or Palmer, I guess, from those teams. On the bench isn't always a bad thing. Talisman always play, and you could also target them on a wildcard 35. Oh, on the beach, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, hopefully, again, from in gaming 35, you're going to know which teams are still going to fight for relegation, for the championship. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. I just think that we could see some rotation. That's all I wanted to say. And obviously, if you're going to leave your bench boost late, there could be some injuries, because the ideal strategy would be to use your wildcard and afterwards in the next gaming to use your bench boost. That's obviously the perfect strategy to try to avoid injuries and suspensions and all that, this kind of stuff. But again, it could work out well even if you're going to bench boost 37. I'm not saying otherwise. Thinking to go Semenyo and Hinchwood or Cherky and Mitoma. What do you think? I think that I would go Semenyo. Again, Cherky could be a nice differential, could be... if you want to go different, Cherky is okay, but I just think that from what we saw in the past, in the last few months from Manchester City, I think that Semenyo is the man to go. I think that he's more safe than Cherky, and I just prefer Semenyo to Cherky, but yeah. My team is good for 32, but not so good for 34. Probably wildcard 32, bench boost better than free 33, wildcard 35, bench boost. I mean, if your team is good for 32, you could just free it in game week 33, but at the same time, your team is not amazing for 34. So it's 50-50, honestly. You could, even if you're going to free it in 33, you could use your transfers you have now to have a decent squad for gaming 34. So you could go for free 33, wildcard 35, bench boost 36. It's not out of the question if your team is good for 32. But I don't know, I'm inclining a little bit with wildcard 32 and bench boost 33 because I don't know, that's how I like to play. I want to have as many double game makers as possible on my bench boost, and hopefully it's going to be worth it. But again, it's not to say that it's an amazing bench boost, but it's decent. Option A, João Pedro to Bowen. Option B, João Pedro to Haaland. Option C, Wilson to Salah. I wouldn't buy Salah. I think option D, wildcard. So if you're set for... If you're free hitting 33, just do it if you're set on that. And I would sell João Pedro to Bowen. João Pedro to Haaland, actually. I think that I would sell João Pedro to Haaland if you have the money available to do that. Where should I send you my team? You can send me your team on Twitter. So some people already send me their teams. Herlotsville. Wildcard, this is my current draft. I plan on bench boost. Yeah, perfect for you if you have all your chips available. Herlotsville. Let's see how different it is from mine. You have Welbeck instead of Welbeck captain. Good luck with that, Herlotsville. Anthony from Burnley, okay, interesting. Cucurella also. So you have Anthony because you don't have a midfielder from Brighton. I see. Okay, I mean, again, not too much to say. I like it. The core is there, obviously. 3 Bournemouth, 3 City, 3 Brighton. I like going for Welbeck, Palmer, and probably... I just think that I would go for a third Chelsea player, maybe João Pedro instead of Calvert-Lewin if you can afford that. Maybe I would change that, but yeah. The team looks good. Isn't Stach a doubt? Stach is a doubt, yeah, that's why I don't have him. Stach is a doubt, Rodon is a doubt, Bijol is a doubt, a lot of players from Leeds are a doubt at the moment. And for Simon Lee, yeah, this is your team, but your defense is okay. Midfield really nice. Ekitike again is going to be a doubt for the minutes, I guess, for this week. But yeah, João Pedro to Haaland, probably I would do that, honestly, if you have the money. Mitoma and Hill or Senesi and Gross? I mean, you're having problems with affording, let's say, Senesi and Mitoma. Because with my team, I have 2.6 millions in the bank. So yeah, I find it hard to believe that you can't afford. But again, if you're asking me that question, probably Mitoma and Hill, I guess. I don't think that the difference between Hill and Senesi is that big. I can do Joao Pedro to Haaland, but I'll be short of players in gaming 34. Then just buy Bowen, Simon Lee. How is it going? What's your cheap strategy? I'm wildcarding, so potential difference. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. My wildcarding, gaming 32, bench boost 33, free 34. That's my strategy. Seeing you after a long time. Hi, Waris Manji. Thanks a lot for joining. Really good to see you, all of you guys, after such a long time. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Should I get Joao Pedro for DCL now or next week? I mean, I think that I would just buy him now, because DCL against Man United, I don't think that it's such a huge difference between compared to Joao Pedro against Man City. So probably I would go for Joao Pedro, I think. I think that for the double gaming, Joao Pedro is just better than DCL, but again, maybe that's just me. But I would, yeah, I think that I would like to go with 3 players from Chelsea for the double. Um, would you do Ekitike to Bowen for 32 and 34? I mean, I don't know. I know that Ekitike was really frustrating for the owners, but if I had Ekitike personally in gaming 32, I just don't think that I would use a transfer on selling Ekitike to Bowen personally for 32. But again, if you have some doubts, if you want to have that excuse, his minutes are not going to be great against Fulham, I think. But I still think he's going to start. Now, again, Ekitike could not start against Fulham. I don't have any doubts around that. Anything can happen. They have another game against PSG, but I'm just not sure what's more important for Liverpool. Premier League probably is more important for Liverpool than that game against PSG. So I'm not sure if I would do a ticket to Bowen in 32. Which teams have double gamings coming up? In gaming 33, City, Bournemouth, Brighton, Chelsea, Leeds, and Burnley. These teams are going to double in gaming 33, and in gaming 36 probably we're going to have also Crystal Palace and Man City doubling, but again, we need to have that confirmed first. I commented on your ex post. Can you suggest which game week to use Freet and bench boost, since I have already used wildcard? If you have already used your wildcard, Freet 33, it's the best opportunity to use your Freet, because you're going to have 11 players who are going to have a double gaming. This is the week to use the Freet in 33, and then bench boost just when your bench is going to look best, right? It doesn't matter when you're going to have 4 playing players on your bench with, let's say, decent-ish fixtures. I would just use the bench boost. Don't worry about the bench boost, just free it in 33. Leox. Yeah, this is your team. Your team looks really good. Your team looks really good for gaming 32. And I would free it. In 33 definitely. Will you do transfer of Bowen to Joao Pedro next week? Yeah, I have 3 free transfers, so I kind of want to go for Bowen first on my wildcard, and then buy I'm going to buy Joao Pedro, definitely. I'm still debating if I should go for Welbeck instead of Calvert-Lewin or not. I could go Calvert-Lewin to Welbeck and Van Heck to Justin, let's say, from Leeds, but that's going to make my defense a little bit worse. It's going to make also my attack a little bit better. So I'm still debating what to do. Honestly, no idea what to do. All chips except triple captain, one free transfer, no Haaland, but I don't really like the wildcard options even for the bench boost 33. But yeah, Kaiser, thanks a lot for joining also the stream. I know maybe the wildcard in is not looking amazing for bench boost 33, but it's the best bench boost you're going to have this season. You're not going to have a better bench than the bench I'm going to have in gaming 33 with this team. So this is the best opportunity also to use the bench boost in 33 because it's obviously the biggest double gaming of the season. So but I understand, yeah, if Arsenal won against in the FA Cup, then obviously the team would look, the wildcard would look a little bit better, but we need to work with what we have at the moment, so. No, Gabriel Denis, I want to go a little bit different. So yeah, Gabriel, even if I'm going, I sold Gabriel already, so I lost the value in him. I could start with Gabriel, but I don't want to book too many free transfers in Gaming 33. And Gabriel plays Manchester City in Gaming 33, so I don't really want to use my bench boost and have Gabriel against City. I want to try to maximize this double gaming. Elliot Manduna, so yeah, again, Gabriel is the best defender in the game this year, so it's a huge risk obviously to go without Gabriel, but yeah, I kind of want to go with the risk. 1 week punt before wildcard 33, Bowen or Haaland in for Ekitike. I mean, Haaland is not really a punt, I guess, because his ownership is huge. I mean, not huge, but he's highly owned. If you want to go for a punt, go for Bowen, but personally I think that I would go for Haaland if you have the money. I just think that he's better than Bowen, even against Chelsea. Would you go for wildcard 32 or wildcard 35, considering I have all the chips except triple captain? My team also looks solid in 32 and 34, and I have 2 free transfers. If your team looks solid in 32 and 34, then yeah, just use the free in 33, wildcard 35 and bench boost 36. Just pick a strategy and go for it. I just don't think that it's such a huge difference. I don't think that you're going to lose anything if you're not going to wildcard now. And especially if your team looks fine for 32, for 34, makes sense for your team, from what I heard from you, to just free 33. So you think I should wildcard now? If you have all the chips, I think that I would wildcard now. Yeah, if I had all the chips, I would just wildcard now. 32, bench boost 33, free 34, and triple captain in 36, or when the other double game mix is going to be. So I think that I would just go simple with this strategy. Guys, would you use a free transfer to get Rodgers or Soboslai out? And for who? No, I don't think so. I mean, Rodgers has a decent fixture. Soboslai is okay. If Salah is not playing, and we saw that he's not playing every minute for Liverpool, he's also on penalties. Soboslai is decent, and they're playing against Fulham at home. It's not a bad fixture for Liverpool. Get Bowen on wildcard and sell to Joao Pedro next week. Only have 1 free transfer. If you have just 1 free transfer, I would be a little bit more not sure if I would do that, because what happens if another player is going to get injured? You're going to need to take a -4 to. I think that I would just start with Joao Pedro if you have one free transfer personally. I have 3, that's why I'm starting with Bowen, and probably I'm going to keep Bruno on the bench boost. Best keeper to buy for if I'm on the wildcard 35 strategy. Wildcard 35. So you need a keeper for 33, 32, 34. So yeah, I need to look at the fixtures a little bit. Best known Leeds or Brighton defender. Non Leeds or Brighton for the double. It's Senesi and Hill. Richardson. Thoughts on Cucurella or Gusto? I think that they are okay, but I'm just not 100% sure they're going to play all the minutes. That's the only problem. That's why I have Sanchez. I guess he's also kind of a risky pick, but yeah, let's move a little bit to Twitter and see some statistics here. So a goalkeeper, if you're wildcarding 35, I assume you're also free hitting in 33, right? So you need a goalkeeper for 32 and 34, David, if I'm correct. Now Verbruggen is playing against Verbruggen is, but yeah, Verbruggen is missing 34. I mean, a Man United goalkeeper could be decent. Goalkeeper. So yeah, I just now I'm not sure if you wanna go for a Liverpool goalkeeper, but now it came to my head. You could go for Mamardashvili from Liverpool. I think that Alisson is going to be out for some time, and yeah. In 32 they are playing Fulham, and also in Blank Gaming 34 I think that they are playing Crystal Palace. So Mamardashvili could be okay for from Liverpool. Then or the goalkeeper from Manchester United, as I said before, or Raya from Arsenal, if you're on a wildcard 35 strategy. What is the most nailed on Chelsea defender for this week and next for the double? I think to go very different and remove Bruno Fernandes for Scott from Bournemouth and pick a Chelsea defender. That's the problem a little bit, because I don't think that there are a lot of nailed Chelsea defenders personally. The problem is, yeah, if we look at the predicted 11 for Chelsea against Manchester City, is Cucurella, Tosin, Fofana, Gusto. It's between Gusto and Cucurella, probably. I think that Chalobah would be the one, but he's injured. And also Sanchez, if you don't mind going for a goalkeeper, I think that he's also okay. But other than that, yeah, I kind of start Ekitike or Wilson. That's a really tough question. I think that I will start Ekitike. He's playing at home. Are they playing at home? Oh, 32. Yeah, Liverpool are playing at home. I think that I will start Ekitike personally, but again, if you want a safe 90-minute man, just go for Wilson. So let's just say What if I go for Welbeck instead of Bowen? And hmm. Hmm. I mean, so Van Heck plus Bowen versus Gabriel plus Welbeck. But the problem is I will need to buy João Pedro then, so it's not helping at all this. Yeah, probably not. Let's just say Welbeck instead of DCL. Let's see some midfielders. But how will Bruno perform against Chelsea in a double game week, and after that Man United have Liverpool, so what will Bruno score? I mean, I can't tell you what Bruno is going to score, but what I can tell you is that Bruno, I don't mind playing Bruno against Chelsea. Honestly, from my point of view, Bruno Fernandes probably was the best player in the Premier League this season. So he could do a lot of things. And against Liverpool, I'm a Liverpool fan, but if we're talking about this Liverpool who lost to PSG to Man City 4-0, Bruno Fernandes can do a lot of damage against Liverpool, and it hurts me to say that, but yeah, so he's good for DEFCON. I mean, not amazing for DEFCON, but again, he's on penalties first and most importantly, he plays 90 minutes. He could get you some assists, some goals. We saw that in the obviously in the past, as you can see here. If we look at Bruno Fernandes, last games 13 points, 10 points, 8 points, 13 points, 10. So again, he 10 points against Man City. Bruno Fernandes is not a player who can't do something against tougher oppositions. Hi Mr. Blanky, thanks a lot for joining, really appreciate. Also guys, don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, that would be really much appreciated. So let me just look at some midfielders. Yeah, if Stark would have been available, I would just I would have gone probably with Stach and Welbeck instead of DCL and Mitoma maybe. But he's a doubt, so he's expected back in May. Stach is out for a long period of time. Yeah, I mean, Ampadu could be decent, but again, do I want to go for... I mean, he's good for DEFCON, but I don't know if I want to go for this kind of player. He's good for DEFCON, but other than that, not a lot of good things about Ampadu. I'm going to make a poll here. Which combination do you think is better? Ampadu plus Welbeck or Mitoma plus DCL? Start Njay or Dango? Probably Njay, because he's on penalties. Bench 1, Law, Wilson, or who? Who is Law and who is who? Probably I would play Wilson. Do you think it's worth to keep Palmer plus Pedro if wildcard 35, free 33? Probably not. Probably not, I would say. I mean, Palmer is still okay. Palmer is still okay as a pick, I guess, until the end of the season, but Man City is not great. Brighton is okay. Sorry. He's missing 34, and in 32 he's pretty bad. So yeah, probably not worth keeping, but from gaming 35 onwards, the fixtures are pretty decent for Chelsea, Forest, Liverpool, Spurs and Sunderland. So yeah, you could sell now and maybe buy later. Also, I could go for Gabriel instead of Senesi, let's say, and play Gabriel for this week. It's better to just go Gabriel instead of Senesi and João Pedro. So Senesi plus Bowen versus Gabriel and João Pedro. Thoughts on Bowen captaincy this week? I don't hate it, not Nep, I don't hate it, but I just don't think that, I don't know, I kind of want to go for Bowen, obviously, on the wildcard because it's a decent feature. He's good for DEFCON, but his stats are not amazing. Bowen's stats are not amazing. I'm not super excited to have him. I mean, if you look at his XG, he got 0.0 against Man City, 0.13, 0.13, 0 against Liverpool. So he's not getting a lot of chances to score goals. That's why probably I wouldn't be captaining him. Yeah, I don't think that I would be captaining Bowen personally. What is Manji? You send me your wildcard team. Brighton mid, Hinchwood, Gross, Mitoma, Gomez. Just pick one of them. I like Hinchwood. He's playing as a number 10 for Brighton, so he's not a bad shout. Probably even safer than Mitoma. O'Reilly Semenyo Haaland is a no-brainer from Manchester City. Verbruggen, Van Heck, yeah, Bruno Palmer, João Pedro. Yeah, I really like your team. I mean, it's almost the same team as mine. Just you have Hinchwood instead of Mitoma, and I have Bowen instead of João Pedro. So yeah, I really like your team. Now probably I would start Senesi instead of Strike, because I think that he's better for DEFCON. Probably that's it there. And the Leeds have a lot of problems in defense, so I mean, I could also go Welbeck instead of Van Heck, but then I need to Van Heck plus DCL versus... Should I go Welbeck here? What are the other practical strategies for using chips? Hi Biplov, thanks a lot for joining. Hi Kueller, thanks a lot for joining also. Whom to prioritize out of City midfielders among Wirtz, Soboslai or Dango? Have enough money in the bank. So who should you sell first? Probably Dango, I would say, or Soboslai. Probably Dango, I guess, Kueller, because his mates are not great. And also Thiago João Pedro to DCL. And upgrade Scott to Palmer and Sobo to Tavernier. Thiago João Pedro to DCL. I mean, probably Thiago, because DCL and João Pedro are going to double in 33. Leeds really need to win for the relegation fight, and not to mention with United, it's the War of Roses derby. Don't think it will be easy, as many people think. I don't think that it's going to be easy, but yeah, they're playing away from home. They have a lot of problems in defense, so yeah, definitely. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's a decent fixture for Man United, I think. Is this wildcard active or not? I just came your live. Yeah, my wildcard is active for some days. Because thanks a lot for joining. Star Wilson or Pedro? Harry Wilson or João Pedro? I think that I will start Harry Wilson. He has the better fixture after all. Should I go Welbeck and a Leeds defender? Another Leeds defender, I mean, and just sell Bowen to... But then... I also like DCL for the double, that's the problem, so I'm not sure if I want to go... I'm not sure if I want to go there with, let's say, Justin, but... Yeah. Then, in Gaming 33, I will sell Bowen to DCL or João Pedro. But I kind of want to have both João Pedro and DCL for Gaming 33. Yeah, I think that I'm going to keep this team, personally. Would you start Dalot or Timber, assuming both starts? Assuming both start, I would start Timber, definitely. But considering the doubts, probably I would just start Dalot. Is this your final selection? At the moment, yes. And now I'm not sure if I'm going to have another idea, if some things are going to happen. I'm going to change some things, but yeah, this is the core. I'm not going to change a lot of things, definitely, to this team. I'm going to keep Bruno, for sure. He's going to be my captain. And yeah, I mean, again, guys, don't follow me just because I'm choosing this team. I kind of want to go a little bit different. If you want to go safe, just go for Gross instead of Mitoma. Mitoma is a slightly risky pick because he just came back. He just came back from an injury. Sanchez is also a little bit of a risky pick, I guess, but we could see some rotation with Chelsea. We saw in the past. He's not immune to rotation. Yeah, I think that this is going to be my team. Why are you so quiet? Yeah, I mean, I was just reading on Twitter, so yeah, I'm not going to talk alone if you guys don't have any questions. But yeah, I was thinking about what I'm going to do with my team, but I came to the conclusion probably this is going to be my final wildcard draft for Gaming 32. I kind of want to go for Welbeck, but realistically, I think that probably this is the way because it changes too much. If I'm going to go for Welbeck, it's either I'm going to lose Calvert-Lewin or I'm going to lose Bone or I'm going to have another defender instead of Van Hecke, which is not great. And if I was to sell Mitoma to have three Brighton players, then there aren't any midfielders who are amazing, who are going to double. So kind of these are the midfielders. Semenyo, the Brighton mids, obviously Tavernier. From Leeds, I don't really want to go for any midfielder. Aronson, Ampadu are okay. Other than that, yeah. With City, I'm 100% sure. O'Reilly, Semenyo, Haaland is just how I'm going to go. No changes there. Nico Williams versus Munoz versus Matty Cash for bench boost 33. For bench boost 33. I mean, Munoz against West Ham, Matty Cash against Sunderland. I wouldn't go for Nico Williams, I think. Oh, Forest against Burnley. I think that I would go for Munoz from those three. Personally, I think that he's the most exciting one. Haaland to Bowen. I don't think that I would do that. The Spirographer. I think that Haaland is kind of a better pick than Bowen. Probably. I don't know if I would do Haaland to Bowen just for 1 week. Also, guys, would you play? Who would you play as my third defender? Senesi, Hill, or Strike from Leeds? Biplov, you send me your team. I mean, if you really want to go for Welbeck, you could go without Gabriel, but probably you don't want to do that. Yeah, I mean the team looks good. The team looks good. This is the template for the wildcard, obviously. But which, I mean, you want to go for Welbeck instead of Calvert-Lewin, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what you can do with that. It's just if you want to sell Gabriel or not, Biplov. I think there isn't any other way. Don't you think Trafford is better? Trafford better than Hill or Senesi? He could be, but again, I'm just picking Hill and Senesi because they are better for defensive contributions. Now Trafford maybe he could be more offensive, but I don't think that's worth the risk. I'm not risk, but I think that I'm just going to go with Hill and Senesi. I know that they both are great for DEFCON, so yeah, Trafford is okay. Read the wildcard team. Verbruggen, Gabriel, Van Heck, O'Reilly, Cash, Semenyo, Palmer, Bruno, Haaland, João Pedro, Calvert-Lewin, bench, Darlow, Tavernier, Ampadu, Senesi. I really like your wildcard team, Tanuj Aurora. I don't know why you've gone for Cash, because if you don't want to bench boost 33, I would try to maximize having more double gaming cards, but other than that, the team looks amazing. Rodrigo Candido also, thanks a lot for joining. Gomez is on now yellow cards. Yes, that's one of the reasons why I'm not picking Gomez. But when does that resets? That resets after this gaming. So Diego Gomez from Brighton has to just not be get a yellow card in gaming 32, and then it's going to reset. But there's always this risk. Obviously, he could get a yellow card in 32 and miss both games in the double gaming. So I have no keeper for 34 and I have 2 free transfers, But if I want Raya, I need to use both of my transfer because Timber blocks it, so I have to do the transfers. Is that risky? I don't think that I would use 2 transfers. You have other goalkeepers, as I said before. You have Lamens from Man United, you have Mamardashvili from Liverpool. Surely you can find 2 decent goalkeepers just for 2 fixtures, David, because from what I heard from you, you need a goalkeeper just for 32 and 34, right? So I don't think that it's worth using 2 free transfers just to buy a goalkeeper for 2 games. Basically, no, Gabriel is a lock for me. Yeah, okay. No Gabriel on wildcard. I want to go a little bit different, so yeah, I'm not going to go for Gabriel. How have you been, man? I was missing your content. I was okay. I had a lot of work to do in my job. Last week I felt, also at the moment I'm feeling a little bit sick, so that's why the lack of content. I don't know, maybe the change of the weather or something like that. But yeah, I kind of disconnected a little bit with FPL in this break, so that's why the lack of content. But yeah, you know, guys, if you write me on Instagram, on Twitter, I try to help you anyway, even if I'm not going to, even if I'm not making content. If you want to find my opinion, you can do that. You can find it, obviously. I'm replying. But yeah, other than that, everything is fine. Let's end this poll. We have 18 minutes to go. I mean, I could go for Gabriel instead of... Should I go for Gabriel and sell Gabriel next game week? Is that okay? I mean, I could go for Gabriel instead of Senesi, and but is it worth just for 1 game? I'm not sure. Even if I'm going to have Gabriel, Gabriel keeping a clean sheet is not going to help my rank because everybody. So if I'm going to buy Gabriel, have Gabriel on this wildcard, I need Gabriel to score a goal or get some attacking returns to matter for my rank, and that kind of feels weird. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's worth picking Gabriel and then just selling him in 33, because I'm booking too many transfers. But hi Zetlin, would you consider Gordon over Mitoma on wildcard? Only have 1 free transfer. On wildcard, I'm just going to have all the double gaming players. But if you're talking, if you're not using your wildcard, if you want a player long term, probably yeah, Gordon is better than Mitoma. Who would be your favorite keeper for gaming 32 and 34? Then can you help me with my team? Yeah, good luck. Thanks a lot, Ibrahim Ayali. I think because of the double. Why to sell Gabriel next week? Because for the bench boost, because I'm going to use my bench boost in 33 and Gabriel is going to play against Man City, and I kind of want to have, I don't know, a double gaming player. Take care, brother. Thanks a lot. Potential difference. Thanks a lot. Who's good for up to 5.4 except Tavernier? Hinchwood? I don't know exactly his price, but yeah, Gross, Hinchwood, these are decent players. Crazy idea to sell Hill to Saliba or Calafiori and bench Timber. Kinda, I mean, not crazy, because again, you don't want to have Hill, from what I understand, not Nepo. So Hill is not playing 34. He has not a great fixture in 32. Yeah, Radu, we're going to take a look also at your team really fast. Bowen or Thiago this week in wildcard and bring Joao Pedro for double. For me, Bowen. As you can see, I have Bowen, but Thiago is also perfectly fine. Start 2 and bench 1 between Wirtz, Joao Pedro and Wilson. I would play Wilson and Florian Wirtz probably, but you want to have Gabriel after 34 too. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, of course, the fixtures are amazing for Arsenal. I get it, Biplov, but Just imagine what happens if Arsenal are going to win the Premier League, and suddenly maybe we're going to see some rotation from them. Now again, we don't know what's going to happen, obviously. If I can just log in here, that would be great. But I can just buy Gabriel at some point. I can buy Gabriel in 35, 36 if I really want to. So let me just... who to get if I can't afford Palmer? I mean, try to find a way to afford Palmer. It really depends what strategy are you on. Are you bench boosting 33 or not? Do you think any other Brighton defender is viable? Van Heck, Verbruggen, I don't know. I mean, Dunk is suspended. He's going to be back at some point. I don't think that I would take any risk with other defenders personally. Ibrahim. So Kosovar, now instead of Palmer, if you're bench boosting 33, Tavernier, Gross, Mitoma, Gordon is okay if you don't have any chips. Radu, how many free transfers do you have? Because your team... Hi Kedarnath, for also thanks a lot for joining. Hi Jamie. Dewsbury Hall over Ekitike, would you do the same? I'm a Liverpool fan, Jamie, so probably I would start Ekitike instead of Dewsbury Hall, but probably the logical and smartest decision would be to, just start Dewsbury Hall. Hey, should I sell Salah and Ekitike for Semenyo and Haaland this week or the next? If you can delay it till next week, I think that I would keep Salah and Ekitike personally this week. 1 free transfer and 0.3 in the bank. So you're not wildcarding, you're not using any chips. You're playing Dubravka, Gabriel, Van Dijk, Hall, Gordon, Palmer, Rice. Yeah, I mean your team looks great. Radu Gaveluță even better than my wildcard team for 32. Best Brighton mid. Best. Safest probably Gross. Hinchwood, Mitoma. Gomez is 1 yellow card away from suspension, so probably I would avoid him. I would say Gross if you want to go safe, but if Mitoma plays all the minutes, I would say Mitoma is the best Brighton mid. So 1 free transfer, I would just roll with this team personally. Radu, now I don't know your chip strategy, but your first 11 is okay. I mean, if you want to sell Ekitike to Bowen or something like that, it's fine, but personally I think that Ekitike is going to start. Probably not, because your defense is okay. Gabriel, Van Dijk, Hall, as long as they are going to play, you're okay with in defense. Yeah, Bruno, Rice, Palmer, Gordon, I really like that midfield. Thiago, João Pedro, Ekitike, yeah, I mean, those players are okay. And you want to keep Palmer and João Pedro for the double, obviously. Now, I'm not sure. If you're free thinking Game Week 33, then you could sell João Pedro to a bone, let's say, since you're going to have him on a free. But yeah, I don't know your strategy, so... oh, yeah, sorry, you didn't saw the team. Just joining suggestion on wildcard 32 teams. I'm going with wildcard suggestions. I'm using the wildcard Kedarnath full, so you could take a look at my team, which we're going to move right now. So this is currently my team, my wildcard draft. Yeah, this is my wildcard draft for now. And probably this is going to be it. Yeah, I'm gonna wildcard Game Week 32, bench was 33 and free 34. Okay. Darlow, Verbruggen, Van Heck, Senesi, Gabriel, O'Reilly, Strike, Bruno, Gross, Semenyo, Tavernier, and I need one midfielder. Attack is Haaland, Thiago, Calvert-Lewin. If you're bench boosting 33, I'm not sure if you can go Thiago. Is Thiago more expensive than João Pedro? Let me see forward. So no. So you could do something like Thiago to Welbeck, and maybe then you can afford Palmer. But if not, no money for Palmer. That's the thing. I suppose you don't have the money for Palmer, but I don't know how you don't have the money for Palmer. I mean, you have Gabriel, so probably that's the problem. The problem is there aren't. You could go for Ampadu from Leeds if you want probably a midfielder who's going to double. But other than that, you have Gross, Semenyo, Bruno, Tavernier. Other than that, you would go for Ampadu from Leeds. But I would try to find a way to have Palmer personally on wildcard. Hello Dennis, please help me start Dango or Anderson. I will start if you want to go safe again, go Anderson because he's amazing for Defcon. If not, go for Dango. He has the better fixture. Rope is yeah, probably that's not going to help you a lot, but I think that I would play Elliot Anderson probably because I'm just not sure how the minutes are going to be for Dango. I can do Thiago to Welbeck and then get Palmer 0.4. I mean, yeah, if you can do that, but you have Verbruggen, Van Heck, and Gross, so you can't really do that. Then you need to sell Gross. I've noticed Gusto played 45 minutes last 2 games. Is he a good option on wildcard? He's a decent option if he's going to get the minutes. Now, I don't have any Chelsea defender because I'm just not sure about their minutes. So, yeah, Gusto, if he's playing, he's okay. But you have some... there is a risk with Malo Gusto. So, I'm not sure. I'm not including him on my wildcard, if that's helpful. Do you have any information about Ekitike? Will he start or better to go with Dango? I don't have any information about Ekitike, but yeah, my opinion is that Ekitike is going to start because this game is really important for Liverpool also in the Premier League. So yeah, I would start Ekitike probably in front of Dango personally. Do you think Strike plus Welbeck better than DCL and Hill? Probably, yeah, sounds better. Yeah, I think it sounds better, but it really depends how the minutes are going to be for Welbeck. Now, this is the only risk with Welbeck. If you're going for Welbeck, you know that he's not going to play all the minutes in the double. He's not going to play 90-90 in the double Welbeck, but you're taking that risk. Cheers, mate. No problem, Ropi. Thanks a lot. Hopefully, that's going to be helpful for you. Yo, why not selling Bowen to Welbeck? Because then I need to sell another Brighton player, and I'm just not sure if I want to do that. Are you sure about Welbeck's minutes, Biprov, Hill or Senesi, and Calvert-Lewin or Bone? Hill and Senesi. Hill or Senesi. I mean, Senesi I think is better, but if you want a cheap option, Hill is there. Calvert-Lewin or Bowen. Calvert-Lewin for the double, Bowen for 32. Thanks, Matt. Good luck for the game week. Thanks a lot for joining. Good luck, everyone. Really appreciate it. Hi, Vukek. Senesi or Hill? Who should I pick? If you have unlimited budget, just go Senesi. But they are kind of the same. Both are great for DEFCON. And so you might as well just go for Hill. At this point, just save some money. And also, Biplov, I need to sell Bowen next gaming to Joao Pedro. If I'm going to sell Bowen to Welbeck, then which player I'm going to sell to Joao Pedro? Because I want to have Joao Pedro for 33, so yeah, it's tough. Thiago or Pedro? Thiago for this gaming, Pedro for the double gaming. So it is a huge headache. It is a huge headache. I could go for Welbeck instead of Calvert-Lewin. That I can do. And Van Heck to Justin. But is that... I kind of want to have DCL for the double. Yeah, makes sense. I kind of want to have DCL for the double, so that's the problem, you see. Yeah, it's too late. It's too late to think anyway. This is my team. I would love to have DCL, Joao Pedro, and also Welbeck, but it's not possible since I also need to have Haaland. So, yeah. And also, Brighton are playing Burnley this gaming, so it makes sense to have Van Heck, I guess. Hi Dennis, what do you think about Scott, Ampadu instead of Tavernier and Mitoma? I think that Tavernier is better than Scott personally. Personally, I think that all these players are better than Scott and Ampadu, but yeah, they are okay. Ampadu is good for DEFCON. He's not going to score a lot of goals, I think, Ampadu from Leeds, but he's good for DEFCON, so if you want a safe pick, he's okay. Yeah, last minute decisions are mostly bad. Yeah, I mean, if I really want to go for Welbeck, I can go for him next game week, but again, it's not nice to miss this picture against Burnley, so probably I'm just going to go for Joao Pedro. But yeah, let's see. Good luck, people of good luck, everyone. If you're leaving, I think that yeah, that's it. The deadline passed. Let's see here. Yeah, it's done. It's done. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Going to leave soon. Thanks a lot for joining. Good luck, everyone, in Gaming 32, whichever strategy you picked. Have a nice weekend. Also, happy holidays if you're celebrating like me. Happy Easter. And yeah, take care. Good luck. Going to see you next time. I'm not so sure. I'm not sure when I'm going to make another video, but if not, I'm going to be here for the deadline. So finally didn't play wildcard. All on God again. And take care, brother. Thanks a lot for joining. Good luck, potential difference with your strategy. Good luck, Ropey. Really appreciate the support, guys. And yeah, I think that I'm going to leave it here. Leave a like on your way out. Hit that subscribe button if you didn't already. And let's go. What could go wrong? My team looks horrible for Game Week 32. I mean, Palmer, O'Reilly, Semenyo, Haaland in the same fixture. It is what it is. Let's see what bench boost Game Week 32 is going to get us. And yeah, what could go wrong? Good luck again. Thanks a lot for joining again, and take care, guys. See you next time. Bye.